My name's Jason Harrison, and welcome to the library. In my last video, I interviewed Stephan Caden, a veteran who, whilst in the service, developed post-traumatic epilepsy. Jay from V360, a charity dedicated to helping veterans, has failed Steve Caden, as I've watched him slowly degrade and degenerate throughout the time since I've met him. I received an update as to the whereabouts of Steve Caden on the 4th of September. He was told by others that he was going to go to rehab. Told by all. No one showed up at all, I was told. No one representing the Department of Veteran Affairs. No one representing V360, not even Jay himself. The public trustee would not release any of Stephan Caden's money for him to get his own shelter. And at that point, we currently didn't have any shelter. As I have since found out, Jay, the founder of V360, picked Stephan Caden up from the Northbridge Hotel. Jay then drove Steve to the hospital to go get a medical checkup. Then he simply just drove off. Steve hadn't even finished his test yet. The hospital, now done with Stephan Caden's medical tests, told him to leave and go. Suppose he got there on his own. I'm not even sure how far the hospital would have been from where he needed to be. Stephan Caden had told Jay from V360 that he had already been banned from the Northbridge Hotel and he couldn't return from not washing. And also getting hopelessly drunk every day and causing issues and problems. Jay from V360 had known this all along. It just goes to prove that you don't drop a known alcoholic at a pub. That is not looking after someone. That's enabling them. To take a veteran with issues with alcohol and to place him in a pub, but then abandon him there, so he's left with no one. This is not how our veterans in trouble are supposed to be treated. How is this stopping the suffering of veterans? Stephan Caden is now living in a park down the road from the Northbridge Hotel. He was found just the other day underneath one of the tables at the front of the bar entrance of the Northbridge Hotel, looking very wet and bedraggled. But following that, Stephan Caden was also spoken to someone that is also known to the library at the front in the park of the Hyde Park Hotel. His conditions are the same. So a source in the library sent Jay from V360 an email the other day. I'm going to read it out as follows. Stephan Caden sleeping in the park, found yesterday passed out under a park bench at the front of the Northbridge Hotel bar entrance. The last time he left was in your company, off to rehab. Do you have any explanation as to why he is back on the street? The fellow will end up dead under your style of care. Best you fix him up with a roof under his head or some kind of shelter. Or hand him over to the DVA, like the person who wrote this did. Jay then replied, mind your own business and do not contact V360A or Jay himself again. Now I'm finding out a lot more about all the corruption going on, all the mistreatment of veterans. You know, I've got a lot of old people that I love dearly, that served our country. They may not have gone overseas and fought in wars, but they served everyone else that depended on them on base. And they got quite sick from it. And there's it's terrible mistreatment. I'm not done yet. I've made it my goal to stop the suffering of veterans. And you know, it's a pretty open-ended goal, but I'm going to put my efforts to test. I'm Jason Harrison. and thank you for taking the time with the library.
You make me lose my buttons, oh yeah, you make me spit. I don't like my clothes anymore. We're spending time and money, yeah, you're colder than yourself. Now we're moving, now we're taking control.